Firstly, let's talk exterior styling. The XC60 has always been quite sleek and restrained, and of course that's no different with this particular version of the XC60. And like I said, the changes are subtle, but you can definitely notice them. First of all is the blacked out badging in the grills. Gone are the chrome decals, and also all of the exterior trim is black. Wing mirrors, wheels, window surrounds, roof bars, the whole works. It's almost as if Volvo said to themselves, what if Darth Vader had a therapist and a reusable coffee cup? So like I mentioned, this colour is actually called denim blue, which again probably sounds quite friendly to you, but it's anything but. It's deep and it's sophisticated. It's the kind of colour that says, I recycle, and I also watch Scandinavian crime dramas with subtitles. You'll also see around the back, black badging for the Volvo badge, the XC60 and the T8. This particular one is the top T8 plug-in hybrid, a monster of power, 455 horsepower, but still as restrained and sleek as you would want from a car of this class. So we step inside the car and things get even more interesting. So with this being ultra specification, you also get ultra trim. Firstly, these beautiful Napa leather seats, incredibly soft, incredibly plush, really, really comfortable to sit on for even extended periods of time. You're also greeted by beautiful materials on the dashboard as well. So this really soft leather, aluminium, everything is really premium and is really, really nice. It is like sitting in a boutique Scandinavian hotel that just happens to be on four wheels. And check this out. With Sweden having this kind of understated pride about the cars that they make, you've got a tiny little Swedish flag just on the side of the driver's seat. Again, very Volvo and very Swedish. Now let's talk about this screen. So it's got the Google infotainment unit that everyone will be familiar with by now. You get built-in Google Maps, Google Assistant, and the Google Play Store. Now it's all on a bigger screen, better resolution, and far easier to use touch controls. If you've ever used a smartphone before, you'll be very much at home with how this unit operates, except in this case, you're in a luxury Swedish SUV, not scrolling TikTok on the couch. But either way, speaking of other luxury touches, you've also got this, the crystal gear shifter. Yes, it's crystal by Orrefors in Sweden. They're a Swedish glassmaker that make really, really nice crystal decanters, crystal glassware, and things like that. So if you've ever drank champagne from a crystal glass, there's a good chance it was made of the same material as this beautiful gear selector. It makes shifting into drive feel like you're conducting an orchestra or casting a spell. I don't know if I'm just reached that age and my Zimmer frame's going to be in the post any day now, but you can play games on the car, which is interesting. Look, I'm in a flight simulator, a third-person flight simulator, running around on the deck of an aircraft carrier in my XC60. I mean, how cool is that? There's also missions you can do, like this Piaggio P180. You can play music at the same time, of course. Let's have a look. Let's see what happens. I've always been quite a fan of these mobile apps that are good distractions, and now you've got one on the car. So, you know, when you're sat in a car park waiting for somebody to come out, you can literally just play a flight simulator, I guess. Let's see. So I think the point of this mission, based on my last experience, and admittedly it wasn't the best, me flying the plane is what I meant by that. I've got to outrun this guy, which doesn't seem really feasible in a twin prop compared to a jet, but we'll see. I'm imagining the kids just kind of being enamored by this kind of thing. And yeah, you can do this on our showroom cars as well. I mean, I wouldn't kind of necessarily invite just for the purpose of playing games, but I don't know how you actually play this. Anyway, you've also got the Amazon Prime Video app you can download on the car, probably a bit more practical for day-to-day use, especially if you've got kids. Occupying eyes is definitely something that becomes a challenge when you're sat in traffic, sat in car parks, waiting, that kind of thing. Whereas if you can put Clarkson's Farm on the screen, you can occupy eyes much easier than having them kick in the back of your seat. That's going to be for sure. So here we are on the road in the XC60, and it's just lovely. It's quiet, it's composed, the suspension does a phenomenal job at soothing out those little bumps and jolts that would otherwise kind of disturb your ability to float. You just exist down the road. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. At the moment we're in pure electric mode. We've got about 2 miles of pure electric range remaining. However, everything changes at the press of a button. I'd say at drive modes. I select power, and all of a sudden the car goes from being a quiet, sophisticated, relaxing drive to a thoroughbred. it becomes an incredibly involving driving experience. The power it delivers, I mean, the way we went from about 30 to 50 there was just unbelievably quick. It is just an incredibly planted car. Like I mentioned in the earlier section, when you are driving in a different mode than hybrid, what the suspension is now doing, rather than soaking up the bumps, it's now making it so that all of the force that the car is trying to push into a roll is basically getting dampened out, and it means that it corners as flat as you'd want. It's unbelievably planted, and with a car that feels this great, it just wills you to drive it. It just makes you feel like you are driving perfection, even though the car is doing the vast majority of the heavy lifting. Now, there are also some great adaptation features with this car, one of which is the pilot assist, which is basically adaptive cruise control, but it's a bit more advanced than just your standard radar guided cruise control. What it will also do is read the lane markings and actually position you in the middle of the lane. It's a bit challenging around here just because the lane markings aren't quite exactly how you'd want them to be, but on a motorway or dual carriageway, you can't beat it. You set pilot assist and the car will just drive you. It's phenomenal. You just rest one hand on the wheel and just let the car worry about what everyone else in the world is doing, what the lane is doing. It's phenomenal. So I've always heard people say the best compliment you can say about a Volvo is it doesn't matter if you drive it for 5 minutes or 5 hours. Take that from my experience as well, having driven up to Garla Shields in Scotland not too long ago in a Volvo, and apart from me being mentally tired from the drive, my body physically, you know, I felt like I could have done double that or triple that with no issue whatsoever. So the driving experience of a Volvo is something you just have to experience to truly get a handle on what makes it so special. So when you are ready to do so, once you've watched this video, I know you will be on tender hooks, eager to get behind the wheel or just even come in to see the XC60, give us a ring. You can reach us on 024 76 303132, or just go onto the website. You can book an appointment at your convenience there, and we'll look forward to greeting you very soon. Take care.